crushing my brain with the candlelight. Losing my breath, losing myself, dreams are out of sight. Stop struggling against my demons. Stop taking life as fiction. Let it burn, burn, burn. Burn the pain, burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape this cage I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground. Ready to fight, ready to go, that's my final word. Taking chances against I just can't watch. Pulling a game, pushing my brain with the candlelight. I catch my breath to let it burn, 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 burn. Burn the pain, burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape this cage I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground. I gotta let it burn. Burn the lies, burn the fear inside myself, and burn it all again. It's the right time to escape this cage I've been locked in for so long. It's not where I belong. Let it burn, burn, burn into the ground.
So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it then, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, live in Louisiana, but in fucking your computers in Hollywood, welcome to the third annual WrestleMania Prediction Show, hosted by the World Elite Podcast, sponsored by Doubly Energy and 80stees.com. And here's your host for this evening. He's known as the graphic t-shirt guy, or the fucking Mark. It's Marcus!
I was not expecting that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the highest tier pod of your weekly unfiltered wrestling. Welcome to the World Elite Podcast. Thank you very much. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube and Twitch as well, of course. I'm Marcus at Marcus Elite 337 on Twitter. And we got those Elite Trio back. It's Dylan and Jordan in the house. What's up, guys? Where can we find you?
Man, dude, honestly, I wish I could match your energy right now. I can't. I had a long day. I had a long week in general. So I'm just happy to be here, and I'm on Twitter at DylanAver_. I'm very excited for this show. I've been ready for it all week, man. So it's time to talk some Mania, some Ring of Honor, some NXT, man. Let's do it.
Jordan, where can we find you, and how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to do this, and you can find me at Jordan_J2000.
Hell yeah, and we're ready to turn down or what?
And here comes the copyright.
They ain't gonna copyright this one.
We'll see.
So while we get things going, I thought, where do we start? Let's start with the first show that's gonna happen tomorrow night in Los Angeles You can check it out order it live on BR Live. The only way I think you can catch it, unless if you call your local cable or satellite provider. Supercard of Honor at the Galen Center on the campus of USC. What happened? They lost to Tulane. That's what happened in that Cotton Bowl. Let's get to it. We'll start with Dylan and go with Jordan, and then I will close out with this one. So let's start. We'll start with an emotional side here. Of course, after what happened, kicking off 2023 in a sad way. Unfortunately, on a good side, Mark Briscoe, probably tonight or probably by tomorrow night, he will officially relinquish the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, and there will be a Reach for the Sky ladder match in memory of Jay Briscoe. 5 of the greatest tag teams in Ring of Honor today are going at it. We got the Lucha Brothers, Top Flight, The Kingdom, Aussie Open, and Rushin Dralistico. I'm not even going to pronounce that. So who's coming out on top? Who's going to win the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles and become the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team champions?
So it's not a popular pick, I'm not going to lie, but I mean, when I think Ring of Honor, I don't think a lot of these tag teams, but one in particular I think of is one that's been showcased on Ring of Honor more than others. It's not so much on Dynamite, but they are on Rampage at some point. I'm going to go with the Kingdom. I'm going to go with Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. I think they would represent the Ring of Honor tag team division pretty well. So that's why I'm going to go with them.
I'm gonna go with Top Flight.
Going with Top Flight. I like that. I'm going to go with probably the best tag team in this one here. What is up? JT, In Time Wrestling Podcast in the house, holds the record too. Most appearances on the Worldly Podcast. Man, I'm going to tell you. So we all got different picks so far. I'm going to keep that train going. I'm going to go with probably a team that's been impressing me a lot in Ring of Honor. I'm going to go with Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher of Aussie Open to become the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, baby.
See, that was a backup pick for me. I was deciding between them and the Kingdom. And is Aussie Open even like officially signed to Ring of Honor or to AEW?
Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Tony Khan's working on that.
Oh.
So, all right. Speaking of tag teams, we'll move on to the next one. We got the Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. We got the Embassy, Brian Cage, Khan, and Toa Liona taking on the team of AR Fox, Break Christian, and Metalik.
I'm gonna go with the Embassy. I think the Embassy keeps it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Astros did to the Yankees in the ALCS. Clean sweep, because I'm also picking the Embassy to retain those 6-man tag team titles. I think it's going to be a hell of a bout, but just not enough to give it to that team. So the Embassy will retain. What's up? Eli Myers in the house. All right, this one's going to have a lot of emotion here, but Mark Briscoe, can he fulfill his brother's legacy and join him as a former Ring of Honor World Television Champion himself? Mark Briscoe challenging Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. Can Mark Briscoe fulfill his brother's legacy, or will Joe's reign continue as the king of television?
Yeah, I'm going to follow the sentimental value behind it. I'm going to go with Mark Briscoe to win the television championship and fulfill his brother's legacy. He already confirmed that he's not doing the 2-on-2 tag teams anymore. He'll do a trios match, he'll do a singles match, but he'll no longer do tag team matches. So that eliminates him out of any tag team conversation. So I think he wants to build himself in Ring of Honor as a single star. I'm not sure if Samoa Joe wants to focus more on the AEW side of things, if he wants to go with the Ring of Honor. But I think if you want to start somewhere clean and fresh with a new champion, I think you start with the television championship and you give it to Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mark Briscoe too.
Yeah, another clean sweep here. Mark Briscoe, I felt like they should have put him in the world title picture, but I get it. He wants to go after the TV title. That was his brother's first singles title in Ring of Honor. So I respect that. And it's time. I think Joe's going to end up losing it down the road because it's almost a year now. He won that title last April in our backyard at AEW Dynamite New Orleans against Minoru Suzuki, and we were there. Tell you, I was there, and it was hot, and I remember wearing shorts that day, and my legs were as wide as Tony Khan's coffee table. Yeah, the crowd thought that was funny there. That pumped-in crowd. All right, Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Athena taking on Yuka Sakazaki.
I'm gonna go with Athena. Even though I don't feel like they're showcasing her too well, I guess she's more exclusive to Ring of Honor. I don't see her really on AEW doing anything, either on Rampage, Dynamite, anywhere. I don't see her anywhere. So I guess she's staying more exclusive to Ring of Honor. So I guess if you want to build a women's division over there, she's a good name, even though she's been called out for botches as of late. A lot of videos surface of her botches. But for me, I think you still go with Athena. I think she's one of the top women's talents over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Athena too.
Yeah, I'm going with Athena as well to retain the AEW Women's World Championship. Now, this title match, this is the match I am so excited for. This is going to be my match of the night. This is what I am more hyped for this. We got the comments coming in, but I got the shades on. This blazer, I got a Pat McAfee vibe going on here. Oh, pull it back up. I was reading Eli's there.
Okay, here's another one too.
Briscoe with that feel-good win, and if things fall into place, I'll be at the Twins home opener next week against the Chumps. Oh, yeah, keep on. Plus a move. Athena wins, and she beats on Dark Elevation lately. Yeah. All right, this is the match I'm so excited for Supercard. Call it a dream match. We got Wheeler Yuta taking on Katsuyori Shibata in a pure wrestling style match for the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Championship.
Yeah, another championship stays put. I think Wheeler Yuta, I like the heel turn from Blackpool Combat Club. Even Danielson joining back with them. The stable stays heel, and he did so last night on Dynamite, turning on Kenny. So I think you keep it with Wheeler Yuta. Like I said, I love what they're doing with them right now. Finally turned them heel. I was so sick of the face BCC. So I'm gonna go with Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Wheeler Yuta too.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I wouldn't mind if Shibata becomes the pure champion, but I'm sticking with Wheeler Yuta. He's obviously my favorite member of the Blackpool Combat Club right now, even though they made a huge heel turn there. Then we got a little crossover here. Of course, this show is also a joint production. You could say a little bit of New Japan, a little bit of AEW, and also AAA, because the AAA Mega Championship will be on the line. Everybody got a first glimpse of him if you've never heard of him. A couple of weeks ago, El Helio Del Viquino defends the AAA Mega Championship against Commander. What's up, Tim? Battleground Podcast in the house. Nice interview with Tony Khan, by the way. I enjoyed that one.
I think another championship stays put. I think Viquino, he keeps it, man. He has shown that he can go with anyone. He put on that fantastic ass match with Kenny Omega, and it's awesome for Tony Khan to bring these superstars in to showcase them to the casual fans like myself who don't watch AAA, who don't really watch New Japan. So it's cool to bring them into the States and work AEW and actually show that. So it was one of my first times ever watching him. So I'm for sure looking forward to this match. It's going to be fantastic because I've also seen Commander's work, who was also put into that Revolution ladder match. So it's going to be a fantastic match. This match alone sold me into the pay-per-view. So it just gets better from there on out. But yeah, the championship stays put.
Yeah, I think he keeps it too.
You're welcome, Tim. Yeah, I'm going with El Helio Del Viquino to retain as well. I'm sure it'll be a good match. See, this is another guy I never really watched, Commander, and I heard a lot of good stuff about him too. So that's going to be a banger. All right, the only match on the card that's not a championship match, they just recently added 24 hours ago. A lot of other people are saying it's a dream match. Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Daniel Garcia one-on-one.
So whenever they added this match, I was a little back and forth because I don't know if they want to stick more to letting the guys from AEW or Ring of Honor, since they're kind of combined, get all the victories, or if they're going to let someone come in who's not actually signed get a victory over there. But I'm going to swing towards Tanahashi. Daniel Garcia has been kind of on, kind of up, down, not sure if he's going to win this match. But, going against Tanahashi of all people, it's going to be good. But I think they go in Tanahashi's favor for this one.
I'm gonna say Garcia.
Man, this is like a flip a coin. I don't know what to say here. I mean, they're both easily favored to win this one. I mean, if Daniel Garcia wins, I feel like he's gonna get help with Jericho or any other member of the Jericho Appreciation Society. If Tanahashi wins this, he wins this on his own. So, I haven't really picked a lot of heels in this card so far. I've only picked a few. I'll add another. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Garcia. He gets a lot of help with Jericho and probably Daddy Magic, Cool Hands, Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, and company. I think one of them or all of them help him get an upset victory over Tanahashi, because Garcia's been killing it in Ring of Honor as well as he's been in AEW. In our main event, we called this one. We're going to see how it goes. Can it be his time? Garcia gets that comeback win after losing Adam Cole. Yeah, that was a great match. Welcome back, Adam Cole, baby. Main event, Claudio Castagnoli defends the Ring of Honor World Championship against Eddie Kingston. Can Eddie finally become a world champion? Or will Claudio continue that reign and more reigns for the Blackpool Combat Club?
So I've never been too big on Eddie Kingston. I've always said I don't understand the hype behind him, but obviously the crowd loves him. I think he can represent that Ring of Honor brand very well. I think Claudio, he'll stick more to AEW with the Blackpool Combat Club, coming back to full force, even gaining back Bryan Danielson. So in a shocking turn, I'm going to go with Eddie Kingston to win the Ring of Honor World Championship. I think he represents the brand very well, and he'll stick more to Ring of Honor now and continue doing the weekly shows over there instead of AEW, and have Claudio stick more to AEW.
I'm going to go Claudio.
Me too. I'm got Claudio retaining. He'll probably keep it a little while. Maybe somewhere down the road, I think all members of BCC are going to have championship gold again. Hell, even if you got to put tag team gold on Bryan and Moxley, while Wheeler's still got the pure title and Claudio's got the Ring of Honor World Championship. But you never know when that comes. So that'll do it for Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. But before we move on, what's the match are you hyped for the most? I said I'm more hyped for Wheeler Yuta versus Shibata for the pure title. What match are you more hyped for?
So I kind of already mentioned it when I was talking about it when we were on that match, but I think whenever they added Vicunio and Commander, that just sold me right there. I'm so hyped for that one.
I'm hyped for the one Marcus is hyped for.
Yuta and Shibata?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a match. And that happens on Friday. Remember, live. You can order it on pay-per-view, or you can order it on the BR app. Starts 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, so 6 p.m. our time. Be sure to check it out. And I also think there will be a 0 hour, so Lord knows what they're gonna add on the 0 hour. I'm pretty sure whatever they add, whoever I pick, they're all gonna win, and I'll have a clean sweep because usually those are easy there. All right. Friday Night SmackDown, there's only one match that no one really gives a shit about, but we have to predict it. Just like any big match, like a Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank or something like that. I want a main pick, and if you have a backup, but it's the return of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. There's over 20 guys competing in this from both Raw and SmackDown. Who is your top favorite to win it, and do you have a backup? Who's winning that trophy?
First of all, the disrespect to Bobby Lashley. I understand that Bray Wyatt suffered some sort of undisclosed injury. I'm not too sure as to what's going on with him. I know even with bringing him back, he's been kind of weird. I guess his mental health still isn't right. I'm not sure. I don't want to make a false assumption about anybody. So, but if you couldn't get Bray, you couldn't get anybody for Bobby Lashley. So I think, first of all, that's very disrespectful to him. Even LA Knight, LA Knight even deserves a WrestleMania spot. So I'm hoping somewhere into WrestleMania they can factor in these two guys because, they deserve it, both of them. But since I'll mention these two guys, then I'll say LA Knight is my main pick for it. If someone's going to represent it, I think it should be someone like a heel. and LA Knight is so over with the crowd right now. If I do a backup, I'll do Bobby Lashley.
I'll do Bobby Lashley and who's in it again?
Too many people.
Oh, okay.
Too many.
All right. I'll do Bobby Lashley and I'm gonna shock on this one. Is Rick Boogs, huh?
I think he's in it.
I think he's in it. Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm gonna shock y'all and say that him.
All right, my main pick is Bobby Lashley. My backup, Bronson Reed.
That's another good name.
Yeah, because I know like Baron Corbin's in it. He ain't gonna win another one. Madcap Moss is in it. He ain't gonna win another one. Karrion Kross is in it. He'll probably be the first guy eliminated. Fuck, who else is in that match? I know there's some other people. I know there's some people that are wrestling both that night and on like either night 1 or night 2. Like, is it Braun Strowman in that match too? Even though he won it before, like I saw like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 people that's in that tag team turmoil that's also competing in that battle royal. I swore I saw Braun Strowman on that graphic, or maybe like Chad Gable or Otis. I don't know, but either way, no. Bobby Lashley, backup, Bronson Reed. I mean, if LA Knight wins, yeah, that's awesome. But I feel like they're going to probably use him more of a promo at WrestleMania. Everybody thinks maybe Austin's going to interrupt him and give him a stunner or a celebrity. Because, now Stephen A. Smith's going to be at WrestleMania. But we were heard he might get thrown in a match. Oh, man. James Droz is going to be at WrestleMania. I hope he pulls a what happened to somebody. So and for God's sakes, Miz, somebody give Snoop Dogg his gold WWE Championship back. I'm sick and tired of the celebrities playing hot potato with this. Like, this is worse than the 24/7 Championship, if that even is still a thing. Like, just give Snoop his belt back, and we can forget about the celebrities passing this damn gold WWE Championship belt around they gave him when they had the press conference for WrestleMania at SoFi. Please, thank you. All right. Speaking of WrestleMania Saturday, there's going to be one event, just like last year, kicking off super early. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. So, you know how tired they're going to be when they start that show? It's going to, when I went to Stand and Deliver last year, it started at noon. But 10 a.m. in LA, a wrestling show starting at 10 in the morning. So, yeah, NXT Stand and Deliver in Los Angeles at the Crypto.com Arena. Still a horrible name. Still call it the Staples Center. Let's start small here. We'll go with we got this 8-person mixed tag team match. We got Chase University's Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, Thea Hall, and Tyler Bate taking on Schism's Joe Gacy, Jagger Reed, Rip Fowler, and the in-ring debut of The Rock's daughter, Ava Raine. Now, remember, the winner will gain control of Chase University, so who's going to win this 8-person mixed tag? Go ahead, Tillum.
I think if you want to make it interesting into a storyline, then I think you have Schism win. I've been saying far too long that they're one of my favorite factions in NXT. I absolutely admire what Joe Gacy's doing in NXT. Some people look at him as a knockoff Bray Wyatt, which I don't see it. But, he brings in the grizzled young veterans, he shaves them, and in terms of like the whole different new people, and it absolutely gains my interest. And then they bring in Ava Raine, the Rock's daughter of all people, and that shocks everybody because, she signed with NXT a long time ago, and then all of a sudden they finally bring her in, and the first people they pair her up with is with Joe Gacy and with Schism. It's awesome. But Chase University also is really getting my interest, so I'm so torn with it. But I'm gonna go with Joe Gacy and with Schism. I think they win. They take control of Chase U, so it should be interesting.
Now I'm gonna go Chase U.
Me too. I love Chase University. I don't know, how can you say they're annoying or they're dumb? Like, I love it. I love the Chase U section. Schism wins with Ava Raine getting the W and then renames the university. I don't know. I mean, I just can't see. I love this Chase U stuff. I just can't see it end like that. Duke turns on the University. You think Duke Hudson turns on him? Jeez. All right, we get our first of many championship matches on this card. We get a triple threat tag team match. For the NXT Tag Team Championships, Gallus defends against the Creed brothers and the D'Angelo families, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo.
I'm gonna go with Gallus. I think the Creeds are main roster bound soon, and I think Tony D'Angelo is more of like a North American Championship a caliber superstar. I don't see him too much with the tag team champion. So Gallus wins, and we see the Creeds either Raw after Mania or even on SmackDown.
I'm gonna go with Gallus and them two.
Yeah, shout out to my fellow Scotsman. I'm going with Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. Gallus. Scottishes unite. We're going to retain the NXT Tag Team Championships. All right. This match, I can see this match either kicking off the show or it could be a show stealer. How is this not a ladder match? But we get a fatal 5-way for the NXT North American Championship. Wesley defends against Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Ilya Dragunov, and Axiom.
So anytime I think about the North American Championship, I always go back to TakeOver New Orleans. One of my favorite matches in all of NXT history. So I know this one is going to be an absolute battle. They did something big by bringing in Dragon Lee. And for one, I love Wesley as a champion, but I think if you bring in Dragon Lee and you automatically put him into the title picture, I think he wins. So I'm going to go with Dragon Lee. I think they bring him in, and they want to make him a superstar right away. So they're going to put the belt on him, I think.
I'm going to say Wesley retains.
I think we're going to have a new champion, and he was known in NXT UK as the A-Kid, but now he's Axiom. I'm going with Axiom to win the title.
Okay.
Match. Then we get, for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, Fallon Henley and Kiana James defend against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Yeah, I wasn't sold on Kiana James and Fallon Henley even winning the championships at all. So I think you take it off of them right away. I don't see how they're compatible at all. They're like the definition of opposites attract. So I'm going to go with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to win it. I think that they are so good with chemistry with each other. So you got to give it to someone who's well with chemistry, and I think it's them too.
Yeah. And new tag team women's champions.
I agree. We're going to have new women's tag champs, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. That would make a great tag team right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we're going to have, speaking of ladder matches, there will be a ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship. Zoe Stark, Gigi Dolan, Tiffany Stratton, Lila Valkyria, did I say her name right? Indy Hartwell. It was supposed to crown a new women's champion, and there was going to be a final participant, but shockingly, by a miracle, Roxanne Perez has been cleared to compete, and she was allowed to keep her title. She was never stripped from it just yet, so she's still the champion, and now she's in the match. Does that change everything? Will she somehow retain, or will this reign come to an end?
Well, for one, I think it was a pointless storyline to have her do this whole collapsing thing, and then Shawn Michaels says he's going to strip her of the championship, crown a new one that's then deliver in a ladder match, have these qualifying matches, and then all of a sudden she's cleared to compete now. I think it's weird. I think it's a weird storyline, but I guess I'll see where they're going. Shawn Michaels hasn't really missed too much lately from being like the head of NXT. He's been doing very well with it, to be honest. So I think he's going somewhere with this. But for this match in general, I see two people from this match going to the main roster. And for one, I see as early as the Creeds, because I see the Creeds going, like I said, Raw after Mania or even SmackDown. So two people I see from this match going to the main roster soon is Indy Hartwell, and I see Roxanne Perez going to the main roster very soon. So I think Roxanne is going to drop it. And when I look at the women's roster for NXT, if you're going to look at a star talent who can represent that women's brand very well, And I look no further than Tiffany Stratton. She is a superstar. Have you seen that moonsault? It is one of the most flawless things I've ever seen from a women's superstar, even a superstar in general, not just a woman superstar. She is a fantastic competitor on that NXT brand, and I think she'll represent it well by winning the NXT Women's Champion at Stand and Deliver.
I'm gonna go Zoe Stark to win it.
I kind of want Roxanne to retain. I don't think she's ready to go to the main roster yet. But looking at the other participants, yes, I can see India Hartwell going to the main roster. I can see Gigi going to the main roster. But, man, I would love Roxanne to retain. But if we do crown a new champion, I'm also going to say Zoe Stark because she is hella good. And it's time for her to win a championship. So, I mean, it's WrestleMania weekend shit. I mean, Roxanne can win it back. She was not supposed to be in it in the first place. So I'm going to just say Zoe Stark wins the title also. And then Roxanne can win it back when she's like supposedly 100%. This one, everyone's ready. One of two matches everyone's ready to see. We get, you could say, a dream match. Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller in an unsanctioned match.
If this is a storytelling, I don't know what is. It goes all the way back to when Gargano's contract was expiring from WWE, and then all the rumors circulated. If someone's contract is expiring, of course, the whole rumor of, oh, he's going to AEW, oh, he's going to Impact, and those were the two companies of names that were coming up for Johnny Gargano. Something told me, though, that he was going to land back into the WWE, and he did just that by debuting on Raw. And now he's going to NXT, getting his revenge finally on Grayson Waller. And this is going to be a fantastic match. But I look no further than Johnny Gargano. I really think he gets his revenge, finally. Finally gets his revenge on Grayson Waller. For one, I see Grayson Waller, soon main roster bound. I don't think too well after Mania. Somewhere maybe around SummerSlam, I see him coming to the main roster, but he's an absolute superstar. But I think Gargano gets his revenge on Grayson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Johnny Gargano.
You're a little late, Bakley. You're way late. We're on NXT now. No, Grayson Waller. Man, I would love for him to pull this off. This would be huge for him, but no, Gargano's winning this one. Just to come back for one more match while he's still on the main roster. He'll win this one. All right. Main event time. A matchup everyone been wanting. And we're getting it. And supposedly they came out the same class when they graduated from the Performance Center. That's all I heard from the announcers. But the main event, Braun Breaker defends the NXT Championship against Mellow Money, Man Never Misses, Carmelo Hayes.
I'm going Carmelo Hayes. The NXT crowd is no longer behind Braun Breaker, and I think that they have been uninterested in Braun Breaker for such a long time now. So I think you give it to Carmelo Hayes, let him be the face of NXT, and this whole main roster thing is brewing. I'm sounding like a broken record when it comes to the main roster, because I've been saying Braun Breaker is main roster bound for such a long time, and I think him dropping the NXT championship to Carmelo Hayes is sort of like a passing of the torch, even though they were in like the same graduating class for the Performance Center. And this has been so long in the making for them to finally have a match for the championship. And Carmelo Hayes is going to win it. He's going to be the new face, and we'll see Braun Breaker on the main roster very soon. Because, what else does he have to do on NXT? I feel like he's accomplished everything he's had to. So there's nothing more for him to do over there.
Yeah, I'm going to go Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, like your brother said, Melo don't miss. It's his time. Carmelo Hayes will win the NXT Championship. Braun Breaker will go to the main roster. I could see him going to Monday Night Raw. Him, H-I-M. Now, quick question. How long until you think Melo gets called up? By SummerSlam or by next year's WrestleMania?
So I mentioned Grayson Waller possibly around SummerSlam. I could also see Carmelo Hayes around SummerSlam, but I want him to have a lengthy run with the championship. Because after Carmelo Hayes, who else would be in line to really do it? I kind of feel like Braun and Carmelo Hayes are like the two big stars over there. So if Braun leaves and goes to the main roster, then Carmelo Hayes obviously has to be that face over there for a while. So yeah, maybe SummerSlam, but I see possibly maybe a little bit longer.
Okay, Bakley.
Uh,
That whiskey hitting them hard. All right, Jordan, what you got? What you think?
I'll say probably by SummerSlam.
I mean, I could see it happening, but it depends if he keeps that title for about a year. Like, I could see him keeping it between 6 months to a year. Then we'll see where it goes from there. And one more thing before we move on. What match are you more hyped for Stand and Deliver?
I mean, I was just talking about how one of my favorite NXT matches of all time is the ladder match from Takeover New Orleans. So I think this match for the North American Championship is gonna fucking kill it. I'm so looking forward to this. So the North American Championship match for sure.
I'll say Braun Breaker and them.
I'm more hyped for the main event, but I know Gargano and Waller is going to be the match of the night, and it's going to fucking bang. I mean, I'm ready for that too, but I just want to see if Carmelo is actually going to win the title. Everybody still think Breaker might retain, but we'll see.
Please, no. He's going to get such a dead reaction if he wins. No. It's not time.
All right, let's get to the big one, the one we are here for, the special 2-night event, WrestleMania, as it goes Hollywood in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles or Inglewood. It's going to be a 2-night event. We're going to start with night one, and hell, what a way to kick off night one. They announced earlier in the week, we're going to kick off night one of WrestleMania with the United States Championship, Austin Theory versus John Cena.
His name is John Cena.
For me, it's another passing of the torch. John Cena has always been that face for such a long time. And I don't think John Cena gains absolutely nothing by winning this. So I think John Cena comes in to put a big talent over like Austin Theory. Austin Theory is going to win. He's going to get a big Mania moment by defeating one of, if not like the greatest of all time in John Cena, 16-time world champion. So Theory, he's a main event talent easily. And he's just going to prove it by defeating John Cena.
Yeah, I'm going to go Austin Theory to keep it.
I love John Cena. He's awesome, but that's going to make the IWC, the WWE Universe, and everyone all over the world pissed off if Austin Theory goes over Cena. I want it to happen because I want to see how they react when he comes out in front of that ruckus crowd in LA. What chances Cena wins as a U.S. Open call-out on Raw, and Jay White answers and takes the title from Cena.
Shit, I could get down with that.
What if I would like to see that happen with Theory? What if Austin Theory did an open challenge on Raw and Jay White come out? That'd be hell banger too.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This one we've been waiting for the last couple of months. We got Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul on his birthday, by the way.
So I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins. Obviously, if anyone's due for a big win at some point, it's Seth Rollins. If you remember last year, he had to lose to Cody 3 times in a row. I think he only earned like one, if I'm correct, one pay-per-view win. So I mean, Logan Paul respects the business. I respect him as a wrestler. I'm not too fond of him as a person. But he's one of those celebrities, one of those very few celebrities who respects the business and actually does well doing it. But I don't care about that because it's Seth Rollins, one of, if not one of the greatest of talents right now. So there's no way Seth loses. I think it's going to be a good match, a lot better than a lot of people expect. But Seth wins.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to cut you off on here, but Jordan, if you're watching the game, the bases were loaded and Nearest struck him out, and now the inning's over.
Yeah, I'm watching.
No score. No, Logan Paul's the greatest birthday present he's gonna get is an ass whooping by Seth freaking Rollins. If you want to hear there ain't nothing more foolish than there ain't nothing more of an April Fool's joke than Logan Paul being born in this world. Because he was born on April 1st. So that's April Fool's to all of us. So Seth freaking Rollins gets this win. He needs this. I can't see him losing 3 consecutive WrestleManias. He's going to eventually win this one. So Seth freaking Rollins beats Logan Paul and gives him his second loss in WWE. Mm-hmm. Then we get a 6-woman tag match. We get the Hall of Famers, Trish Stratus, and of course, the women's tag team champions, Lita and Becky Lynch, taking on Damage Control's Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky.
So I'm going with Damage Control. And the reason why I say this is because I think this leads to a Trish Stratus turn on Becky Lynch and sets up them at SummerSlam. I think Trish Stratus plays like the jealousy role about how Becky stole Lita from her, and they won the tag team championships. And she lets that get into her head too much. And somewhere in this match, she turns on Becky and sets up SummerSlam, which that would be a fantastic match. So I'm gonna go Damage Control.
Yeah, I'm going with a damage Control too.
I got Damage Control winning too, but I just can't see Trish turning heel. I mean, I see Trish taking the pinfall. She's gonna get pinned either by Bayley or maybe by Dakota. Not Io. Bayley's gonna score the pin or maybe Dakota, but Trish is gonna get pinned. And maybe down the road, Becky and Lita are gonna lose the tag titles to Damage Control, obviously. I mean, I'd like to see Trish versus Bayley at SummerSlam. I just can't see Trish turning heel. But I've been proved wrong before. Yeah. So then we get what's called the Men's WrestleMania Showcase. Fatal 4-way tag team match. I'm going to assume the winning team gets a future tag team title opportunity down the road, whether if it's on the Raw after Mania or at Backlash. It doesn't say. I'm just going to assume it's a number 1 contenders match because it's called the WrestleMania Showcase. But surprised both of these matches are not on the pre-show. But on night 1, we're going to have the men's showcase. We get Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders.
So I know I haven't been watching Raw much lately, but wasn't Otis with the male models? What happened to that?
I've barely been watching Raw too. I'm in love.
I mean, is it like a custody battle against like with them?
I just remember Chad Gable was walking around with missing posters like, have you seen me? And next thing you know, he sees Otis wearing a blazer taking pictures with the male models. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Viking Raiders though.
All right.
I'm gonna go with shoosh. So thank you.
Great. No, sorry, Jordan, but I think pretty soon Alpha Academy are gonna break up. Bakley's picking the Viking Raiders too. I'll tell you what. Who everyone is picking now. Everyone thinks it's going to be Braun Strowman and Ricochet because they make a great tag team. I mean, it could go that way, but I'm only going with the Street Profits because they haven't had a WrestleMania win together as a tag team. If they're going to split soon, give them at least one win together as a tag team. People think they're going to split after WrestleMania because they didn't win this match, but everyone is relying on Strowman and Ricochet. No, I'm going to go with the Street Profits. They should have won a couple other WrestleMania matches in the last couple of years, but I'm picking them for this one. All right. This match here, just kind of out of the shadow, has been great storytelling, but it dragged all the way towards the end, but we're finally going to get it. We're getting father versus son. We're getting Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. We're still waiting to see if at the Hall of Fame if Dominic's going to crash his father's ceremony and beat him down to an oblivion. But is this another passing of the torch? People think this might be Ray's last match, or they think, oh, this is the beginning of a huge rivalry that's gonna build to SummerSlam. No telling. But who comes out on top? Will Ray finally beat some fucking sense into his dipshit son? Or will Dominic get a big one up and take down his father?
So I said on another show that if the bloodline story with Sammy and KO is the best story going right now, this is obviously the second best. I have been so connected to this storyline for such a long time. Is Ray finally going to hit his son? The coming out of Dominic as a good character, he has been absolutely killing it. Marcus, I know you have your doubts on Dominic. He's not the greatest wrestler ever. He has a lot of work to do in the ring, but character wise, I think turning him heel, putting him with Judgment Day, has been one of the best things for his career by far. And I do see this as a passing of the torch because I think Dom deserves to go over and give his dad a loss. I think the only way they go with Ray is to kind of like get that feel good moment. He finally had a match with his son, and he finally gets like the sort of revenge for always coming in on the holidays, whipping his ass all the time, and then Ray finally calling the cops on him, turning him into prison Dom, even though he was only there for like a little while, and something like that. The only way Ray wins, I think, is if the sister and the wife, I think, get involved and like they do kind of like how Linda McMahon did to Vince, and they like kicked him in the nuts, and they do that to Dom. Something makes me think that's the way Ray will win, but I think Dom deserves it more, man. He deserves this because he has such a long career ahead of him, and I think a win over your father of all people, one of the greatest superstars, one of the greatest luchadors of all time. I just think you give it to Dom.
Yeah, I'm going Dominic.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, Dominic has to win this if he wants to prove how tough and great he is and how bright his future can be. But I mean, if Ray wins this, I don't think Ray's going to probably continue on his career. If Dom wins, will that be Ray's last match, or will this rivalry continue to grow? Because what if Legado helps out? I mean, yeah. I mean, what if Conan gets involved? Yeah. As long as Angie or Aaliyah Mysterio don't get involved. I don't want to see the mother and daughter get involved in this. We don't need another dysfunctional Mania with a Mysterio in every corner, like the McMahon in every corner. But I'm gonna go with Dominic. But as much as I don't like him and everything, I will say this: I will be fine if he does come out. Let it happen, please. Everybody keeps portraying now he's Eddie Guerrero. Now his hair's getting long, his mullet's getting long. Let him come out in a lowrider. Let him do that, and let him mock Eddie Guerrero. Hell, he already wore his freaking red, white, and blue attire at last year's WrestleMania. You might as well let him come out in a lowrider. I'll be fine with that. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you come out to his theme song or not. Just let's see him come out in a lowrider. Hell, mommy could ride shotgun. For I care. But yeah, I'm going to go with Dominic Mysterio winning this one. Okay, these last two matches for night one. One of these is going to main event. No telling what it's going to be, but let's start with the second, if the second or the best story going on right now that involves the Bloodline. We got the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Will the Usos continue on, or will KO and Sami have a big WrestleMania moment together? And KO finally becomes a Grand Slam champion. I mean, you can either say KO Mania or WrestleZania, whatever you want to say. Who's coming out on top? The Ones or the Canadians?
So I think this match will main event. And even though everyone can have the argument that if someone wins the Royal Rumble, like Rhea Ripley did, she deserves that main event spot. But if we all learned from it, and I'll go back to Mania 34, the winners were Shinsuke and Asuka, and neither of them main evented because we were delivered a snooze fest in Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and people booed the hell out of it the entire time instead of giving us a fantastic match like how we had with AJ Shinsuke.
We were playing
So-
with beach balls instead.
Exactly. So Vince saw that, and I'm not sure how you don't put, one of those other matches in the main event, even though they weren't great results, either one of them. So I think that KO and Sammy win. I think it's such a great story, and I think it's the beginning of the fall of the bloodline. I think the bloodline is going to fall during Mania, and this is only the beginning of it. So Sammy and KO win, they become the new undisputed tag team champions, and it only makes me wonder, where do they go with the titles? Are they going to split them? Are they going to hold on to both sets of championships? And same thing for Cody and Roman. I'm so torn between what's going to happen with it. And soon enough, if each brand has to have their own champion. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's done a main event too, and I'm going to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Okay. So, I know we ain't got to the matches for night 2 yet, but this is the match I am more excited for than anything. Never thought I'd be so hyped for a tag team match, just a regular 2-on-2, but this has been a great story leading up to this. And the Usos held the SmackDown tag team titles for the last year and a half. They've held the Raw tag team titles since June of last year. It's about 9 months, almost 9 months with those titles. Well, actually 9 months, almost 10 months with those titles. But KO and Sammy are going to win the tag team titles. Whether if it closes out night 1 or this match could close out night 1, we got Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
So I respect Charlotte Flair so much as a wrestler. I think, and this is not even going to her last name. I think she's proven that she's one of the best. But I think Rhea Ripley is going to start what could be one of the best weekends for Judgment Day. And I think Rhea Ripley wins, and she takes the title from Charlotte Flair and officially moves to the SmackDown brand.
Yeah, I'm going Rhea Ripley.
I'm going with Rhea to win, too. Mommy wins, yep. Rhea wins. She'll also be a Grand Slam champion. But does Judgment Day split after Mania, or do they all just go to SmackDown together, or they just dominate both brands together?
I mean, I could see him potentially dominating both brands.
Yeah.
All right. Before we predict night 2, you know how big SoFi Stadium is. Do you think we're going to have a capacity crowd of around 100,000 or maybe 90,000, or it's going to be less than that?
I mean, I could see roughly around like the lower 90s, maybe the upper 80s. I don't know if I see the 100,000. I know the 100,000 is always so disputed. They did the thing with Mania 32, how they said it was like 102,000 or something like that, but it was always so disputed. So I think the lower 90s, upper 80s.
Jordan?
I'll say 90, I guess.
I would say maybe, I don't know, one of them nights will be 100,000. The other night will probably be 90,000. But you think 100,000 want to see Cody win the title, or 100,000 want to see the Usos against KO and Sammy?
Why not both? I mean, they're ready. I really see both of them.
And then they're going to go on the internet and said that SoFi Stadium had 200,000 people attendance. Yeah, when you add both freaking attendances together, yeah. All right, let's predict night 2 here before we move forward. We're going to start with a match I thought was going to probably be the worst match of the whole weekend, but they're trying their best to make it just this irresistible force spinning the immovable object. Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
So I was thinking, where do I go with this? And absolutely, I really don't know where to go with this. And this is a match that could be good, but more than likely will be a disaster. And it'll only last roughly 5 minutes. I see zero offense being dominated by either. You'll see a couple of suplexes, getting a large pop from the crowd for lifting Omos the way he will. And the only way I see Brock wins is if he was able to lift Omos on his shoulders, which he's a big fucking dude. He can do it. It's just if they decide to have him do it and get that large pop. But I think if you want to build Omos like a big superstar, you have him go over Lesnar. So I'm going to go with Omos.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Brock Lesnar.
I'm going with Brock. I just can't see him losing 4 consecutive WrestleManias. He already lost to Seth Rollins, then Drew McIntyre, then Roman Reigns. 3 consecutive. I can't see him losing 4 in a row. And he picked up the Big Show. He weighed 500 pounds. Omos is in a 400 category. He's too tall. Yeah, he's over 7 foot tall. He ain't gonna be able to balance him, but yeah, he's gonna beat Omos. I got Brock Lesnar. How quickly will this match go? Does it go at least 5 minutes, or it'll be less than that, or what?
Honestly, it could be 5 minutes, but I guess whatever they decide to go with as far as winner goes, if Omos wins, I could see it going a little past 5 minutes. But if Brock's going to dominate the whole match and win, roughly 4, if I'm being generous.
I'll say 5. 5 minutes.
I'll say about 7-8 minutes. All right. Then we got the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka.
If anyone's going to get their Mania moment and finally get their big WrestleMania win after being winless over there, it's got to be Asuka. She debuted this gimmick she had before in the past at the Royal Rumble. You know, I would love for her to actually be a heel champion. And I think she uses her miss to her advantage. And she does it to Bianca and she wins. So give me Asuka. You know, she deserves this more than anybody right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Asuka too.
Yeah, Asuka finally needs that WrestleMania moment. Bianca's been champion for a year now. She's gonna eventually have to lose it. It's Asuka or Kana, like Bakley said. But I expect to see an awesome entrance from Asuka. You got to give me something that's going to make my jaws drop. I want to see an entrance that's going to out-top Cody's entrance from last year, or The Undertaker's entrance from 29, or Triple H's entrance from 30, or any other big WrestleMania entrance we've gotten in the last decade, I'll say. But Asuka wins the Raw Women's Championship. Then we're going to have the Women's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Like I said about the men's, I'm going to assume the winning team will soon challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championships down the road. So we get Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Sadly, if I'm not sleeping during it, then I'll see who wins it. But I'll go with Ronda and Shayna Baszler. I think it only makes sense. And they're not, I mean, they're the only team I think that's not just randomly put together. So I guess I'll go with them. It's not an exciting match. And same thing like the men's showcase. I'm not excited for it. So I really don't care. So, but I'll go with Ronda and Shayna.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna ride with them too.
Not me. I think Shayna will eventually turn on Ronda. Or some people are thinking they're going to end up splitting. Plus Ronda sucks anyway. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Pull that off. And I think this will probably be the second match of the night. This match is so less interesting. It'll probably be match number 2 of night 2. And then we get another long-term storytelling feud. We get Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor inside Hell in a Cell. And thank you, Triple H, for retiring McDonald's playpen. We are back to the cold steel Hell in a Cell. No red cell. The PW Insider was right. It was 100% true. You didn't hear it from the dirt sheets. You didn't hear it from Dave Meltzer. You didn't hear it from Sean Ross Sapp. And there were pictures to prove it. The original cell is back. Thank you, Jesus. But with these two, you got to have this when it starts getting dark. I think this could be the co-main event by the time it starts getting dark in LA. So you got to possibly be the second to last match because, you got to have the lights off when the Demon comes out. Or the rumors of bringing Gangrel back to have a Brood entrance for Edge. This can't kick off night 2 in broad daylight. I can't see the Demon, unless the Demon's like coming out of the sun. But give me your take. Are we going to see some kick-ass entrances? Is the Demon Finn Balor going to have a black and purple color-looking vibe instead of black and red? I'm dying to see what Judgment Day Demon's going to look like. But give me your take on everything here. Matt, who wins, entrances, whatnot. Give me your take.
So I know the entrances are going to be fantastic. We're finally seeing the Demon return. See possibilities of the Brood. I even seen some. I'm not sure how true it is now, but I heard Tony Khan is giving Christian like the go ahead if he wants to do an entrance with the whole Brood with Gangrel as well. I would be on for that. I'm not sure how true this rumor is, so take it how you want. But I think the entrances are going to steal this. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think the match is going to be awesome. But I think what I said earlier, that Judgment Day is going to have one of their best weekends possible, is going to continue, because I think Finn Balor, even if he was a Demon or not, I think he goes over Edge. And soon enough, Edge is going to be done in the ring. And if anyone gains anything from this, it's Finn Balor. Not much of anyone from this match has anything to gain, so to speak. But if anyone does a little bit, then Finn does. It's just bragging rights at this point. So I think Finn Balor wins.
Yeah, I think the entrance is gonna be awesome, and I think Finn Balor wins.
Edge is fixing to retire in August. I'm sure he's going to need one more big WrestleMania win, and this has been going on. Yeah, Finn Balor is in Judgment Day have been giving Edge a lot of hell, and they take going after him since when he made his return at SummerSlam. He broke up his creation, Judgment Day, even concertoing his wife Beth Phoenix. Yeah, Edge and Beth were victorious together in the mixed tag elimination chamber, but this is going to be Edge's final WrestleMania match. I'm going to assume he's going to need this victory. He don't need the victory, but I think he will win just because he's done. This is his last WrestleMania ever, unless he turns into Ric Flair. But it's going to be a back and forth match. I'm going to say Edge wins.
Yeah. Okay.
Finn will have his moment down the road soon, but hey, this match is going to be a banger. I can't wait for this. I'm maybe more excited for this match for night 2, but we got Gunther versus Sheamus and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship.
So Sheamus is one championship away from being a Grand Slam champion, and it's the Intercontinental Championship. I said on another show that Gunther is world championship talent. And if he's going to go after a world championship somewhere down his career, it's going to have to be soon, because he has to ride this hot streak he's on. And I think they only put Drew McIntyre in this match to eat the pin. So Gunther stays hot even if he loses this championship. So I think Sheamus wins, and Gunther goes on to bigger and better things, and that being a world championship somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sheamus.
I'm going with Sheamus too, and I think he pins Drew McIntyre to finally win the Intercontinental Championship and become a Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
And then Gunther, whether he goes after the King of the Ring crown or goes after the world title, he'll eventually get it down the road soon. But I got Sheamus. He already got his WrestleMania moment, and it took him 18 seconds to get it. But, he needs to be a Grand Slam champion. Shockingly, he hasn't been yet. He should have been Intercontinental champion a long time ago. But he'll finally get it. He'll get it so far. Before we get to the main event, whether if it's night 1 or night 2, do you see anything that involves The Miz with celebrities? Are we going to get an episode of Miz TV at the last second? Will he kick off the show and we get some celebrity involvement, maybe like Snoop Dogg or something?
Unless it involves a celebrity that, can actually make some sort of wave in WrestleMania and not be boring as hell. Sure. but I'm not down with it, and unless it involves something that's gonna bring a crowd pop.
Yeah, I can see somebody just
And one more thing too. Supposedly, there's supposed to be something that involves with LA Knight. Some people think it could be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Some people think it could be Bobby Lashley. Some people are even throwing in guys like maybe Randy Orton coming back or something. I don't know. What you think? You think LA Knight is going to have some type of promo at WrestleMania or a big surprise at the end?
So I know this whole rumor of LA Knight and Stone Cold have been a thing for quite a while now, and it's only been rumors, but I know even people's making WrestleMania graphics of them, and it's actually getting me excited to actually see if this actually happens. If Bobby gets involved with WrestleMania, I think it only means he has to do something with Bray Wyatt. I think possibly it leads to something with Bray. I would hope it means something with Bray, and so that means that all the speculation was for nothing about him. So if Bobby gets involved, Bray. If LA gets involved, it's got to be Stone Cold. But yeah.
yeah, I can see something going on, like maybe a promo or something.
No, I think Jay White debuts the night after WrestleMania. But just
I
like
mean,
everyone
maybe.
thought FTR was going to come back, but they didn't have the match yet. If they'd have had that match last night, I'd have believed the Ass Boys would have retained and they'd have came back to WWE. But no, I think they're going to win the tag titles and they're staying unless they go to like Impact or maybe Ring of Honor. No telling what, but I can't see them losing. I think they'll be 2-time champs, AEW tag champs. But all right, main event: Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. There's 50-50 on this. For Cody, everyone thinks like this is the right move. Like all this fucking hype with him tearing his pectoral muscle and having these videos, him winning the Royal Rumble to finish the story. And then they just revealed a custom design world championship for Cody. Unfortunately, we will not get the Wing Eagle belt or the Big Gold belt back. But if they had a baby, you saw Cody's replica title. It's got a little bit of both. If you saw what that belt looks like, I think it's a nice looking belt. It's shaped like the Big Gold belt. You see the Wing Eagle in the plate, but you don't see the WWE logo at all. It just got his Nightmare logo. It says American Nightmare on the top, Cody Rhodes on the bottom. I think it's a decent belt. Or will Roman Reigns can actually make it to 1,000 days as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, which I think is in a month and a half. Like by May or the end of May, he'll make 1,000 days as champion. But what's going to happen? Who's closing out WrestleMania as champion? The Tribal Chief or the American Nightmare?
So I believe that the story of Cody Rhodes winning the undisputed champion was set in stone whenever he tore his pectoral muscle before Hell in a Cell. And I say this because if he wouldn't have tore his pectoral muscle, I think he would have won it at SummerSlam versus Roman. He was riding the hot hand and he would have been champion a lot sooner than what people expected. Since he got injured, it threw a wrench into the plans, and Roman kept on winning, and now they're setting up one of the most predictable stories of all time. I mean, I'm not saying it's fully guaranteed Cody's going to win, but I think if you're looking for very predictable, then Cody does win. And for the first time in our show's history, we're going to have a new Universal Champion, which we've never had ever. Since our show ever started, it's always been Roman.
Mm-hmm.
But so it also makes me wonder, if Cody wins, is he gonna hold both belts? Is he gonna drop one just to drop it? And as I heard a couple people saying, potentially doing a tournament for the Universal Champion. Is he gonna drop one to, like I mentioned earlier, maybe Gunther? I don't know. It's such a back and forth thing with this match. And I can understand that, people are picking Roman as well to make the 1,000 days, but I think SoFi Stadium is going to have the energy sucked out of him if Roman wins. I think everyone's expecting Cody to win and get that loud thunderous pop that even his entrance is going to get. on a Monday Night Raw on SmackDown, he gets a loud ovation every single time, and every single week it is getting louder and louder. So to hear it in front of 80, 90,000 plus in SoFi Stadium, it's going to be one of the loudest, thunderous pops that you've ever heard, and it could even potentially top his return last year. And that's crazy to even think that, because he's so over right now. So I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes. He's going to dethrone Roman. He's going to do the unthinkable, and he's going to go on to be the undisputed champion. But it makes me wonder for how long is going to be the undisputed champion, because, you know, the brands want their own champion. So if Cody's committed to working both shows, then I think you do something with one of these champions. Have someone on SmackDown, someone on Raw.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes to win it.
It would be fucking pointless with everything they've been building, the way they built it, if Cody doesn't win. If Cody don't win, that place is gonna riot. If Roman walks into Kobe's house, I'm saying Kobe, fuck LeBron James. He walks into Crypto with both titles, they're going to boo him probably harder than they're going to boo Austin Theory when he walks in there with the U.S. title. Now, if Cody walks in, when Cody, I'm going to assume Cody's going to rise up from the ground at WrestleMania. He's got to do that entrance where he rises up, like The Undertaker. That they're going to have fans from all over the world. They are going to sing that song loud and proud. When you get to the wow, it's going to be loud.
Oh, yeah,
that might be louder. That will probably be louder than when they did Seth Rollins Burn It Down back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they hum the fuck out of his song too, really loud, even throughout the night to aggravate Logan Paul. But Cody wins the title, and he'll debut his new belt the night after WrestleMania. Triple H, I still think he's going to retire that Universal Championship. That's the rumor. I'm hoping it's true, because that belt is fucking pointless. Just have one title, one world title, and just compete on both brands. Bam. Want to add on to that?
I mean, I think this championship that you're talking about, I don't even think it's an official title. I think it's maybe even a fan-made championship that he was taking a picture with. If he debuts this championship after Mania, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of custom championships representing one person. When Cena did it with the spinner belt, yeah, it was cool for a while, but then other people started holding it, and it just didn't look right on them. Same thing when Edge did it with his rated R inside the spinner belt. I wasn't a huge fan of that either. If you're gonna hold a championship,
or the Miz turning the WWE logo upside down. But
exactly. I'm not a fan of custom championships only pertaining to one person, because then he's holding one championship that's representing both. And what if he loses one of them? So now you got to debut a championship again, or even bring back one that hasn't been shown on TV for a while. I'm not a fan of that.
Now, do you believe the rumor they're saying Triple H is supposed to reveal a new looking world title?
It would be nice if he gets rid of the Universal Championship. I hate the colorful championships. I didn't like it when it was red. I don't like it when it's blue. It would be nice to bring back the big gold belt and get rid of the Universal Championship.
Yeah, I don't think the big gold belt's coming back.
Sadly.
No, I don't think so either. Or I don't even think we're going to get the Wing Eagle back either. It did its time.
No, probably not.
Well, just real quick, how many viewers we got right now?
We have quite a few on all the places we're streaming on.
All right. One last prediction real fast before we start drawing for the tickets. Also this weekend we have the Final Four. Both are taking place in Texas. The women's Final Four in Dallas, men's Final Four in Houston. This is how we're going to do it. We already know who they are. We'll start the women's Final Four first. You know, semifinal games are Friday night. The championship game will be played on Sunday. One semifinal, LSU will take on Virginia Tech. Go Tigers. The other semifinal, South Carolina versus Iowa. This is how you have to say it when you make your prediction. Now, I'm going to start first with this one. For the women's Final Four, I have LSU winning it all over Iowa. I'd like to see an all SEC battle, but I don't know. I said on Facebook, I'm sticking with my same Facebook post, LSU over Iowa. But could be South Carolina versus LSU. But I have LSU winning the Final Four over Iowa and their first national championship in women's basketball.
Yeah, I think Kim Mulkey coming into this LSU a team has really changed how this program is looked at, and she's doing this so early in her career over there, and she's in a
Second
Final
year.
Four already. Second year over there, and she's doing this already. She was not projected to do this this early. So I do think Iowa takes down South Carolina, and I think LSU takes down Virginia Tech, and LSU goes on to beat Iowa. So I'm gonna stick with your pick as well.
Yeah, I got LSU beating Iowa as well.
Yeah, everyone has. I mean, a lot of people are saying South Carolina, but everyone wants an all SEC national championship game. They want the rematch with LSU and South Carolina. It could happen, but I think Iowa's a fucking good team. They can. I've seen them play in that Big Ten tournament. They pull it off. Now the men's Final Four, crazy. Remember last year's Final Four? It had 4 of the best college basketball programs in the country: Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Villanova. This year, 3 of those 4 teams left never got past the Elite 8. We got 3 making their first ever Final Four appearance against a franchise team that hasn't won a national championship since 2014. So 1 Final Four game, we got San Diego State versus Florida Atlantic, FAU. Winner going to the national title for the first time. Your second game, you got UConn versus Miami. So I'm calling it out. I'm sticking to it. For the men's Final Four, I have FAU winning it all against UConn.
I'm also going to say FAU wins it all. I know my brother's been on this Miami train for quite a while, and they're a great basketball team for sure. But FAU, no one expected them to be there at all in the Final Four, and much less the national championship. But I think the underdog wins. I think FAU goes all the way, and let's say I'm gonna have them beating Miami.
Yeah, I got FAU winning it and against Miami winning it all. FAU, I mean.
So you got 2 Florida teams playing for a national title in Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, the moment everyone has been waiting for. The time has come. We're going to see which lucky person is going to go into Minute Maid Park on April 15th with 3 free tickets, courtesy of, it was crazy how I got them too. Like, I was offered free tickets. I usually get offered free tickets once a season. He said he had over 50. They gave him 50, and he wanted to give me as many as I can get. He gives me 10. I said, well, I gave 3 to my best friend and his wife. I have a couple I'm going to probably give away on Facebook. And then I said, I'm going to do 3 on the show. I said, this would give us good viewership. And sure enough, everyone that applied everyone's from in Texas. Everybody's in the Houston or San Antonio area. So these are 11 people have entered. And one of these lucky 11 people is going to Minute Maid Park. And to make it even better, it will be on Saturday, April 15th, 6:10 p.m. start time. It's the rivalry for the Silver Boot. But it's a giveaway night. The first 2,000 fans to get in the game will get a replica Framber Valdez jersey. I don't know what color it is yet. It'll probably be white. Then again, sometimes it'll be orange, or it'll be the navy rainbow color, or an old school rainbow jersey. Plus, it's Jackie Robinson Day. So that means everybody all over the league is wearing 42 that night. So that's another bucket list of mine. I've always wanted to go to a Jackie Robinson Day game. I've been to an opening day game 2 years ago. I was supposed to fucking go tonight, but I'm not there. I'm here entertaining y'all. But it's not looking good right now for us. So I apologize if I say your name wrong. And we're going to screen record this in case we're not watching. We'll post it on Twitter. So good luck to the following: at Man of Conviction, at Tyrion Skywalker, at _ Jessa8343, at La Patron A Girl, or LA Patron A Girl, at Ann Guyner32, at A_C Cornejo, at Into the Lab Pod, at Joe G. Hearn, at Ariely or Ariely at Typhoon and at Savage Birdo. Thank you for all for participating. I got the spin app. See, I got the wheel here. As soon as I press this, we will give away right about now. It is spinning. Let's see. Who's going to Minute Maid Park? And your winner is, congratulations to at Ann Guyner 32. Congratulations. You have won 3 tickets to the Astros Rangers game. Congratulations. Whether if you're watching right now or if you're not, we will post this on Twitter and we will tag you. Be sure to get you can either message the podcast Twitter page or you can follow me on Twitter at MarcusElite337 and give me your personal info. You got to have the MLB Ballpark app for me to transfer them to you. Just give me your email address and we will go from there. But I have it screenshot. I am going to post it when we get off the air to make sure that it was not a phony. But yes, at Ann Guyner 32, you're going to the game. Congratulations. Everyone else, we'll have to try again another time. That was great. We might have to do another giveaway if I ever get this kind of lucky. Maybe.
Yeah. So I actually had a DM open ready to send to the winner, but my phone died in the process of it. So it'll have to wait until my phone is charged back up.
All right. Well, guys, do you have any last words before we close out?
First of all, even though I am not an Astros fan by any mean, I absolutely despise them. Congratulations to the winner. Hope you have fun, and maybe even meet up with Marcus over there as well, which would be pretty cool. But I'm looking forward to Mania. I'm looking forward to this entire weekend, starting off with Ring of Honor tomorrow. I'm going to work a full day tomorrow, and I'm going to come back home and get ready for Ring of Honor and this fantastic ass weekend that we're going to have. It's going to be so much damn fun.
Yeah, I'm ready for Mania and the whole weekend.
I'm ready for it all.
Same here.
Well, again, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at World Elite Pod. Free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube and Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on Twitch and whatnot. Our proud sponsors, of course, 80s Tees. Go to 80stees.com. Type our promo code World Elite to get 30% off. Our other sponsor, Dubby. Be better. Go to w.gg. Type our promo code World Elite Pod to get 10% off. And that will do it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful opening day or opening night. Enjoy your WrestleMania weekend. And after WrestleMania, we're gonna do a couple of fallouts if we're in the mood over the weekend. But after that, we're taking a week break. No live stream next Thursday, but we will be back. I think it's April 13th. Yeah, April 13th is when we'll be back on the air for a live stream on all platforms. Thank you guys again. Enjoy your WrestleMania weekend. Y'all have a good one.
Burn the